Hello and welcome. So, woke up terribly this morning, felt horrible, called in sick, had a shower, had a run, feeling a bit better now. So, yeah, see if I can figure something out. Got some time to kill. So I figured I'd probably finish off the attack animations that I was doing yesterday, or not really animations, but at least just the attack logic, and do some refactoring of the whole project again. Particularly, I think removing the placeholders and stuff like that, because I feel like I should probably start thinking about kind of the overall look, and if I keep using Kenny sprites, then that's going to be kind of like pushing me towards that sort of look. Whereas if I just have placeholders like the Cyclops, for example, who's so bad you know that you're not going to have him. Darn it, I can't actually use. This is annoying. So I kind of don't like having this sort of thing where it's an on-ready. Oh, this is fine. I don't like having an assignable player or an assignable entity that can't be like related to when you're just trying to open that particular item as a scene. So for example, I'm just trying to open the Cyclops as a scene, but it's going to error out telling me that no, the Cyclops doesn't have a player assigned to them, which is a problem. I guess I could have like a dummy 2D node that I just point the Cyclops towards and pretend that's a player. It's a bit iffy though. But yeah, little things like this I might be seeing if I can try and address in today or for today. And yeah, and removing my base assets and replacing them with just like placeholders, but not very good placeholders. Placeholders that are bad enough that I would want to replace them. Because like the Cyclops is just a character. One problem I have at the moment is that damage isn't actually being assigned to my character. So I don't know why. Cyclops is following me all good. So if I go round to here, for example, Cyclops is actually going to come around and it's going to be like, oh hey, I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way, and I'm here. But the attack's actually not happening yet. Now, Troy has a floating damage text spawner. I'm wondering whether I should have like an attack spawner as well. Currently what I've got is the attack spawner is attached to the Cyclops. Which actually still makes sense, to be honest. The Cyclops is the one that's generating the attacks. There is just the problem that, yeah, the Cyclops is currently going straight towards the player, where instead I think what it should be doing is it should be getting all of the... Okay, list of things to do today. Let's actually cover that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. To do. (2024) 10/01. Fine. Uh, list of things to do. One is that Polyphemus should be going to the closest ally rather than having a player assigned. That's probably the first thing I want to do today. Actually no. First thing I want to do is fix Polyphemus's attack animation to actually deal damage. Should be going to the closest ally. Odysseus. Okay. Odysseus has a weapon assignment as well. So figure out a better way to handle Odysseus's weapon handling. That is using handle twice in the same sentence. I don't care. It'd be fine. How quickly the attacks resolve. Timer since last attack. Maybe some general documentation as well. Documentation and restructuring. Now, the order that I want to do these in. I might actually keep this in the same order. This is kind of fun. I can't think of anything else that I want to do today, so yeah, I'll get right to that. So Polyphemus's attack animation. One problem that I've got at the moment, so if I close all these... Okay, let's go to the Cyclops. Let's go to the Cyclops script. So, fixes animation to actually deal damage. What he does is, currently, he will run... Hold on, so... General documentation, good to start on that already. Towards the closest ally or the target ally? Yep. Animation timer, I think. No, path timer. See, this is why you document. In fact, I think I'm gonna... Wait. Do I even use this timer? No, I don't. Go away. That's a good thing to note. Yeah, so he can pathfind just fine. Cool. spawns, Polyphemuses, attacks. Easy enough. Speed of Polyphemus. In fact, I'm going to call this let's grab the space as well. Movement speed. Easy enough. Player I am planning to get rid of, so that doesn't need documentation. Punch damage, yeah, base. Damage of Polyphemuses. Punch. Cyclopes. Get my phone. Something like that. Phone needs charging. Right. Yeah, it doesn't quite look right. Cyclops' punch. So that's all good. Attack spawner, dot attack, Cyclops attack spawner. The type is punch. The position is the player's position. The punch damage is punch damage. And the attack speed. Okay. Now, the attack spawner. Attack spawner. That is where the problem begins. So punch attack. Actually, yeah, I think my type is wrong. So I've currently got a damage box, and what I'm doing is I'm creating a damage box. And then essentially what I'm doing is, okay. So I've got this damage box component, but what I kind of want is more, as opposed to like a box, so that's an area 2D, I actually want a ray shape. There's a shapecast 2D. And that's probably more what I want to look for. Yeah, I think I want a shapecast. The number... Hold on. Oh. One. No. The number of intersections can be limited with this parameter to reduce the processing time. Ah, right. That can go back to 32. Collide with. Okay. So that's interesting. So this is a thing that you send out a ray and it will get, or it's literally a ray but like with a shape attached to it, kind of. Okay. The collision margin for the shape. We want specifically area 2Ds. Hey, this doesn't quite look right actually. Okay, so no, maybe I do want to keep my damage box. Okay. Because I don't know how effective a shapecast is going to be compared to, or how efficient a shapecast is compared to a damage box. Versus area 2D. Okay, so area 2Ds are more optimized from the looks of it. Okay. Raycasts versus area 2D. Yeah, that's much nicer. Good to note. Someone's surely done this before though, right? Quickly instantiate area 2D for one frame only. You can create a raycast from the last mouse. That's not right. That's not quite what I'm looking for. Inconsistent collision behavior when trying to give an area 2D a lifetime of 1 physics frame. Alright. Is area 2D collisions during the physics frame or during just the process? During physics or frame? How about Copilot? Oh, they're typically processed during the physics step, which runs at a fixed interval defined by the physics tick rate. Okay. So I need to instantiate so that's queuing free, but I want to be queuing free consistently after, say, like 2 frames. So what I think I'll do is if I go to my script, instantiates a punch attack, which is there. What have we got? Okay, so currently I've got F3 on the next frame for the process, but I actually want this on the physics process, don't I? So physics process. Wait, so would this actually work? Maybe. Not quite. Okay, so it's created and it plays the animation. We have the damage, base damage is that, damage box monitoring is false. When it calls hit, which is done in the punch animation, so after 1 second it calls hit. We set damage box monitoring to true, and free on next frame is true. So, wait, that's at the end of the animation, which is a frame. Position equals position, animation speed equals that, damage equals attack damage. Okay. What I might actually start doing then is var frames to process. Equals 2. So if free on next frame, or what I'll actually probably call that begin free countdown. Something like that. Then I've got minus equals 1. And then if is less than 0, let's queue free after like 3 physics frames. Or 2 physics frames. How about that? Perfect. Okay, so that's actually dealing damage. And that's relatively consistent. What about just 1? That's pretty consistently dealing damage too. Alright, what if so for the Cyclops, what if I set his attack speed up to 10, for example? Is it still consistent? That's not 10. What the? Attack speed 10. Save that. Should be spawning. Okay. So it should go through that. Okay, so that is now spawning an attack. So he hasn't begun the attack yet. What is step over? It's F10. Attack type punch. Instantiate. So punch attack. If I look at that. That doesn't really tell me anything. Okay. If I go into here. Init punch, attack speed. Anim speed equals attack speed. So that is currently set to 1. Attack type, attack speed is 3. Why is that 3? What the? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. That's why. Okay, stop that. Go to Troy. This guy's attack speed is 10. Okay, see if that's consistent. That's fine. Continue. Cool. Okay, so I cannot see with the curtains up. And that damage is actually pretty consistent. Sweet. Oh, that is so much easier on the eyes. They say that sunshine is good for you, but I guess when you get into a computer right next to a window seat, it's a little bit more painful. Frames to process, that's an int. Delta, no, I don't use that. Cool. I'll set that to 2, and I'll set this to 0. Or I'll compare this to 0. Just to be a little bit more consistent. But cool, so now no matter how fast the attack is, it will still process the attack. Nice. Okay, attack speed back down to 3. Attack rate, let's try putting that up to 5. Let's give that a test. One, two. That doesn't. Cyclops. Debug that. Give that another try. Now I want to know what my attack period is. Attack period is 0.2. Oh, what the? Now it's working. Did I just like not save it before or something? Cool. Alright, first thing's done. Fixes that attack animation to actually deal damage. Next, he should be going to the closest ally as opposed to just having a player assigned. Now this one's going to be interesting because for this one I need to get rid of this, essentially. Now I'm not actually using it in too many places. There's only like 2 places that I'm using it. One to spawn the attack and one to navigate to that player. Easiest way to do this, probably, make a new function, get closest ally, and that will output a node 2D. Now I have already tagged, if I have a look-see, characters, Odysseus, he's already got a tag of ally among the global groups. So all I should need to do is just tag get Is there like a group, get by group or something? Get by group. Get nodes in group. Oh, you can call a specific method for all members. That kinda sounds iffy. For member in get tree. Yeah, so this is probably what I'm looking for here. In a way. Or no, that's exactly what I'm getting actually. So Godot. Group is ally. Closest or var. Node 2D. Is there a way equals null? I guess that works. Right. For member in get nodes in group. If closest ally equals null, equals member. Easy enough. What does this actually return? Array node. Okay, so I can set it to a node 2D. How's that? So for member in the allies group, and I might as well just do continue. Or not even a continue, just else. If closest, or if distance to, no, if global position distance squared 2, and the distance will be to the current closest ally is greater than global position dot distance squared 2, and the reason I'm using squared is because it's just more efficient and I don't need the exact number, I just need to check if one is bigger than the other. So to member, then I want to set closest ally equals member. Invalid argument should be vector to closest ally dot global position. And same for this part. Cool. So there's that. Now, whenever I use player, can just get the closest ally. Expected end of statement after variable declaration. What is your error? Oh, what the? Oh. That's not needed. Identify a player. Get closest ally. Does that work? Hey! He's still pathfinding. And he spawns the attack on the ally. Now, if I go to Troy and I copy Odysseus, let's copy the dagger too. Can I put the dagger under them? I can. Interesting. Oh, right. Oh my lord. Something's going wrong there. My problem is that I've got... Okay. Let me not do that. Oh, interesting. So, because the position actually depends on the dagger. Okay. Which, to be honest, makes more sense if it's done this way. So I'm actually going to update that. Look at cursor location. Oh, it's on Odysseus' script, isn't it? Process weapon.position equals position. That can actually go. So I don't need that. And so if the dagger is a child of him, then it just, yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Now, obviously the punch should probably be bigger area and slower, but that can be a thing for rebalancing, which is not something that I'm doing today. What else? What was my goal? You should go to the closest ally rather than having a player assign. That's right. So I want to test that out by adding a child node. It can literally be a node 2D. Let's give it the icon sprite. So, child node, sprite 2D. There we go. That sprite can be way put down. maybe not to the negatives, just to 0.2. And let's move the whole thing to, oops. Let's move that over there. Now, he's going to pathfind to me. Oh wait, hold on. This node 2D needs to be assigned to the ally group. Polyphemus is going to come to me. Now he should be going to that sprite. Perfect. And now he'll come to... Oh, that's kind of problematic, but not really. I guess he is in range of both allies. So as soon as he's in attack range, he'll just stop because... There we go. I can push him away. Okay, and then he'll just pathfind to that one again. Cool. That makes more sense than what I had before. So, Cyclops will find the closest ally and start navigating to them. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Oh. Pardon me. Alright, that is objective 2 completed. Figure out a better way to handle his weapon handling. So currently what Odysseus does... My gosh. He kinda needs a weapon assigned to him. But he doesn't necessarily have to. Well, actually, hold on. I don't think he needs to anymore. So if I go to Odysseus' scene... Yeah, he's actually fine. He don't need no weapon. Still would be good to have kind of a weapon assigned to him though. Or like a better way of sorting out his weapon handling. Weapon handling? Weapon equipping, I guess is the better way of putting it. No, I don't want to delete stuff. I just want to close these down. So Odysseus, all he does, in fact, he doesn't even need this anymore. That can go. Wait, could I handle it that weapon equipping is literally just what character the weapon is under? That could work. So the dagger, for example, is action pressed, attack, base attack speed, and it's going to play the stab animation. So I would say so a character would have, how do I put this? Damage logic. So we have the wielder, we have a dagger. Now when he wields, what happens when he equips a dagger? Hmm. How's about I have some sort of UI element, maybe. So he's got a camera surrounding him. That camera there you go, 920 by 1080. Cool. So when Odysseus equips a dagger, the initial, hold on, is there a node? Signal. Child entered tree. Okay, so this is a thing. So when the child node enters the scene tree, the signal is emitted after the child node's own notification enter tree and tree entered. So, I could have literally like a far equipped weapon. Now, my dagger, wherever it is, you can go under the global group of weapon. Should I say specifically equipable? Yeah, close enough. Weapons that can be equipped to a player. Okay. So a dagger is in that tag group. If I go back to Odysseus, node 2D. Or I guess I'm going to call it so dagger is actually going to be the equipable weapon script. So this is kind of extensible. And that means that it will, anything that extends this class has an attack speed, some damage, calls process, that's fine for now. So for Odysseus, I think equipping a weapon is essentially adding a child component. So node, signals, child entered tree, node, connect to himself, not in the current scope. Oh no, that is now. What have we got? Parameter node is never used, that's fine. If node group is in group, equipable weapon, node as it should be fun. Now, how do I test this? Let's give him a little function for now. Func equip dagger. This is not something that I'm going to be keeping, but it should do for our purposes for now. Player character. Res, weapons. Dagger, TSN. Dagger equals, dagger is seen. Var dagger. Yeah. Add child dagger. Cool. And I'm gonna add a button. Ooh. Why not? right at the bottom of the viewport. Cool, so that's a selectable button. And what it does, if I go back to Troy, and I get rid of this dagger. So delete node dagger, yes. So I go to the... Okay, yep, dagger, the button is still there, so if I F5, cool, and I can't attack or anything like that, that's all good. Perfect. Your script. Let's have the opposite. Unequip dagger. Q free. And equals null. Right. Yeah. And then I want to connect this button. So node toggled. So if toggled on, equip dagger, if toggled on, there, else, unequip dagger. So if I try that now, hey, there we go. Cool, so toggled on creates a dagger, toggled off unequips the dagger. Perfecto. And that is how you equip. In this one anyway. Just a button. Yes, let's okay. Perfect. Damage being dealt. Interesting, the dagger seems to... Huh. Wait, can I zoom in on that camera a little bit? Because the dagger seems to be doing something. Save that. Yeah, when it's Q-freed, it's actually moving. I don't know why. Maybe because it's starting... Oh. It's starting the animation, that's why. Okay. That's easy enough then. That can go back to 2. Okay. And that is definitely a better way of handling the weapons, because now Odysseus can do his thing without the weapon. So that's all good. Got a weapon, doesn't have it. Perfect. And general documentation and restructuring. Cool. Debugger. I think that kind of works. Yep, that's fine. Alright. Restructuring. What do I need to restructure? One thing I did want to do is kind of just replace my sprites. Because these sprites are so good that I might be tempted to use them. Which I don't actually want to do because they're placeholder sprites. So, is even the right size? Because he's only 16 by 16. Do I want him bigger? Nah, that should be fine. I think. If I make it 32 by 32, that's almost kind of awkward for me to try and make. Because you can see how awkward my Cyclops is. I think he's literally like... Enemies, Cyclops. See, he's only 64 by 64, and I was still having trouble with that. Okay. So, I'll stick with 16. Punch fill, punch radius. I'll move that under there. And I'll move these two as well. Just so they're kind of like under the place that they should be. Characters, okay. So that's the man ragged currently. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use exactly the same silhouette, but it'll just literally be a blue guy. Wait, what have I got in here so far? I got terrains and I have Polyphemus. (16 by 16). layer, new reference layer. Ragged. There we go. So literally easy enough. This looks very familiar. All I need is like that. Oh my gosh. This is truly Among Us. Alright, let me give him something like a chin. There we go. Oh dear. There we go, my beautiful character. Save that. That can go. That's going to characters, and that can go into there. Yes. There we go. Odysseus, you can now be replaced with this beautiful thing. Quite the transformation. Cool. So that's going to be a good reminder to replace the sprite in the future. Probably the same with the dagger. Skinny tiny. That's not the one. Objects, weapons and tools. I think it's a short sword. Honestly, this is actually kind of fine. It's kind of simple enough that I might not even need to... Ah, no, I should do it anyway. Actually, no, I'll just do this. Oh my gosh. Never mind. Honestly, it's simple enough that... Nah, I can keep... That can stay for now. The clash between arts can just be a good reminder that I really need something new. Cool. What else needs changing? Or what else doesn't make sense? So, yeah, I'll start with the character. He's given a speed, and my character has an equipped weapon. This dagger's seen to be removed. Remove as, or remove in favor of better equipping system. Okay, this is all kind of looking alright for now. Handle character movement for the most part. Yeah. If we run over, no, if we attach a weapon to this character, at the moment we just want to automatically equip it. These all make sense for now. They will go eventually. Maybe? Yeah, probably. Because I mean, I'm not just gonna equip a dagger. If I place a dagger down on the map, can I make it so that I equip it? I'll do that later. Dagger. Let's go to you. What's your logic? You extend node 2D. Your class name is your script. Okay, see. So this script's class name is currently equipable weapon. Equipable weapon. A weapon has a base attack speed and base damage. I feel like this should be attack speed times the base attack speed. Because this is going to be like a modifier, essentially. So saying that, yeah, say that I have a dagger that is actually like a legendary dagger that has 2 times attack speed or something like that, or an epic version. Then I actually want to be, and if the player has a attack speed modifier, then I want to be multiplying those two together. So that probably makes sense. probably makes sense. Now, when I attack, I actually do want to be giving it a damage modifier as well, don't I? I've currently got base damage. Ooh, something's wrong here. So I'm attacking. Okay, so in this case, I'm actually going base attack speed squared. That logic does not make sense. So I want. Right. Okay, that's something to be careful of. So it should be the character that's actually calling the attack. Yeah. So in this case, yeah. So Odysseus, you can take this logic instead. Do I move first and then attack? Yeah, why not? If equipped weapon not equal to null, let's just give this 1.0 for now. That all good? That's still looking. That's all good. Perfect. Okay, so the character is the one that should be attacking. And that makes sense. Flat damage mod? Additive. Oh, hold on. So my damage box is what's actually dealing the damage. Wield damage mod equals wielded damage mod. This is probably not quite what I want to do, is it? Maybe. The wielder wield the damage. Dagger, which contains a damage box. And then the damage box on area entered will deal the damage. I think the damage box as opposed to how do I put it? Base damage times damage mod. So that probably doesn't make sense, to be honest. Wield I don't think is actually used anywhere. Yeah, that's not actually used anywhere. This is just going to be var damage. Damage mod can go away. Wield can go away. Now that's going to cause some problems, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Invalid type, deal damage in base, area 2D. Okay, so on the dagger's ready function, I'm going to say is equal to base damage. And I'll do that for now. Cool. And in this case, a whole 2 damage. Nice. Let's make that 10 damage. Adjusting the attack speed should still work. Is it? No, it's not. Ah, that's because I'm right. Troy. Hold up. Okay. So when he wields the dagger, instantiate the dagger and then dot base damage equals 10, for example. Base attack speed equals 3. There we go. Okay. So the wielder equips the dagger, or equips the weapon, sets the stats of the weapon, and then adds that. The weapon, when it's ready, sets the damage of the damage box to its base damage. That's probably going to be changed in the future. But we'll leave it at that for now. and then that damage box has an on area entered, or when, yeah, on area entered when it enters an enemy if area has method deal damage, so that would actually potentially hurt Odysseus as well. If if it goes back. How do I avoid that? Var damageable groups. Vulnerable groups. So, for the punch attack, for example, damage box dot vulnerable groups equals ally. And the dagger Yep. Cool. So, if area has method deal damage and not in oh dear. This is why brackets are nice. Ah, crud. How am I going to test that? Because the problem is that the area, this area, is a hitbox. It's not, for example, Odysseus, or it's not the actual enemy itself. It's this part. And this doesn't actually have a tag assigned to it. I could assign a tag to it, but that kind of seems counterintuitive. I could instead have a hitbox assign its own tags to itself. What else could I do? Damage, deal damage, damage, and this kind of feels hacky. Groups. Dot intersect. How do I intersect two arrays? This could work. How's about that? So if a hitbox is hit and you deal damage, you pass in the damage to deal, and you pass in an array of enemies that are going to be damaged by this attack. So param damage, damage to be dealt to the health, and yep, param entities or specifically damaging groups. Vulnerable groups equals ally, and then dagger. Vulnerable groups equals enemy. Invalid assignment of property or key vulnerable groups with value of type array on a base object of type array2dd. What? Area 2D. Why? It has no problem assigning the damage. Okay. Groups is an array of size 1, and the damage box has an array of size 2. Why is that a problem? Hmm. That doesn't sound right. Hmm. So I've got a problem where that's a string. It doesn't like that. Hmm. Why am I having an issue with this? Hmm. Hey, there we go. Okay, cool. How's his health looking? 0. Alright. So they're both dealing damage. That's good. Do I need this? No, I don't. Alright, what else needs refactoring? So, I guess that was kind of an extra thing to do. Damage logic to based on group. Nope, my brain is partially dead. Okay, I'm gonna leave that for the moment. This still does need some fixing up, so I'll probably come on later on. Do something. There we go, how's that? Not the worst. Here we go. Oh my gosh. I know it doesn't. You should have caught that at compile time. Alright, let me try this. Sweet. Okay, so string name just works as well as string. Um, cool. Last one mainly is that. That's perfectly fine. Alright. I'm gonna jump off from that. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Catch you later.